To start the second season with Derby, the transfer window's shut, so let's get into the game and see how we're going to be lining up as we go into the second season back in the Premier League with Derby. Basically, if we don't get the record low points, we're good. We're pretty good. Our first game is actually Norwich. We'll dive into the schedule. So friendlies pre-season have gone really well, to be honest. Norwich, Watford, West Ham, EFL Cup and Crystal Palace. And then we'll come back for a little review. And then we'll probably play through to around about... Well, I don't know. We'll see. Probably November time. We'll go through that, somewhere like that. We'll play through and come back. But the squad is looking good. Obviously, the transfer window has shut. We're sticking with our positive 4-1-2-2-1 as we come up the league. David Neres, so excited to get him in. Huddleston, Fofana and Rooney looks like the midfield three we're going to start with. Miazza comes in to start, Butland comes in to start, and Gomez and Greenwood reprise their roles as striker and inside forward. Locardi are probably a little bit unlucky to miss out on a starting spot given that he scored 24 goals in 43 games. But I'm sure he'll get plenty of chances this season as it comes. On the bench, new signings, Hernandez, Blazic, and that's it for new signings. Lawnsbury, yeah, maybe a bit of misjudgment signing him. He'd actually played pretty well and quite a lot of times last year, so we'll see how that goes. In terms of club info and club vision, it's all pretty much as you would expect. Club vision, we've got to play attacking football, possession football, high tempo football and entertaining football. They're very disappointed that we didn't sign players under the age of 23. They can sod off about that. We've got to work within the wage budget, sell players for a profit, 3-year contract for first team players, and not fight bravely against relegation. That's what we're trying to do in the first season. So we'll crack on with it, and we'll be back for an update after the Crystal Palace game at the end of August. So we're back at the end of August, and it's been an unbelievable run. We beat Norwich on the opening day, 1-0, lovely stuff. Angel Gomez getting a goal. They got a man sent off, which made our task a bit easier. Watford, we drew 1-1. Decore scored, and then Wayne Rooney cancelled it out 2 minutes later. A nice little finish. He made a good run into the box, which you wouldn't expect from a 34-year-old Wayne Rooney. West Ham beaten 2-0. The two loanees, Greenwood and Gomez, on the score sheet. We put Charlton 1-0 in the EFL Cup in a slightly rotated team, but Gomez got the goal again. And we've just beat Crystal Palace with Greenwood getting the goal at 39 minutes in. Lovely stuff. Not that we're relying on the loanees for all of our goals. All the Man United players are propelling us into the Champions League at the moment. Third we find ourselves. Played every single game so far. Fofana, Taylor, Butland and Neres. Assists wise, we have Fofana, Gomez, Taylor, Huddleston and Rooney all on one. And then goals, Gomez, Greenwood and Rooney, which is really, really good. In terms of average rating, the best player so far, a certain Mr. Rooney. Who would have thought he couldn't keep it up in the Premier League? He's actually lost his place in the starting lineup to Lansbury, but he comes on and does make a difference when we go through the game. As you can see, morale is doing really good. We've got a few issues here. We had Beliak out for 2 weeks with a calf strain. He's just come back and made his return game against Crystal Palace in the 1-0 win. Jack Butland has been performing well in goal, keeping a good number of clean sheets, only conceding 1 goal so far against Watford, which was great. But real test just to come. We have Chelsea coming up, Liverpool, Man City. That will be a tough run. We're going to go all the way through till the end of October now. A quick look at the league table sees it looking like this. Man United, Man City and Derby County all on 10 points. Arsenal just below us in 4th on 9. Bournemouth on 7th. Everton on 7. Liverpool on 7. Leicester on 7. Down at the wrong end of the table, West Ham, Tottenham and Villa and Watford will find themselves with a solitary point after nearly 4 games. Watford are about to go and play either Norwich, Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool or Everton. So Liverpool or Everton could also join us on 10 points as well. They're playing Norwich, so you'd expect that they would. But we will be back for another little mini catch-up review after the Leeds United game at the end of October. See you then. So as we come to the end of October, it's still going pretty well. We're up in 7th, so it's dropped off a little bit. But a 2-2 draw with Chelsea was absolutely amazing. Pulisic getting them a 94th minute equaliser. Killed the game off. Really annoying. 83rd they equalised Greenwood's opener. He got another one and then Pulisic made it 2-2. We beat Aston Villa 3-0 in a very convincing win. The whole front three scoring, which was really nice. We smashed Cheltenham 6-0. Gomez getting a hat-trick, Lansbury with 2 and Lawrence with 1. We beat Burnley 3-0, which saw Josh Brownhill sent off for them. and Charlie Taylor playing against his old club, which was good, and as was Max Lowe for them. But we were on the better side of it. We drew. This was first v second, and we drew 1-1 with Liverpool. We actually scored first, and Mane got them back into it in the last few minutes. And then it's been awful. We lost 3-1 to Bournemouth away from home in the league. Rooney scoring our goal, and that was the only good point. Then lost 2-1 after going ahead inside the first 2 minutes. Aguero popped up in the 69th minute with a lovely little finish. And then we've just lost to Bournemouth 4-1. So our aggregate score against Bournemouth so far this season is 7-2, which is very annoying. Giroud, Callum Wilson and Lallana getting the goals. Tom Lawrence getting a consolation for us as the last goal of the game. But it's not going too bad, to be honest. I can't complain too much. Right, we're going to play all the rest of this and go right through to the end of December so that we start episode 5 with the January transfer window opening up in the next one. But yeah, look at this run we've got here. It's ridiculous. Everton, who finished second last year, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, or unknown in the FA Cup, then Liverpool. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, we'll be back after that Man City game. Quick check though in terms of appearances and stuff. Fofana is currently injured, so he's going to lose his good run of games. Jack Butland is the only ever present. Greenwood has played 12-1, and Angel Gomez 12-1 as well. And then Maziga and Charlie Taylor doing very well indeed. Goals wise, it's 8 for Angel Gomez from the left wing, 6 for Mason Greenwood up front, and then 2 for Lansbury, Tom Lawrence, David Neres and Wayne Rooney. In terms of assists, 6 for Gomez, he's been our star player so far this season, 4 for Rooney, 3 for Bogle, 2 for Fofana, 2 for Greenwood and 2 for Charlie Taylor. An average rating, as I said, it's Gomez leading the way ahead of Wayne Rooney. He's still having a really good season, now at the age of 35 because he's had his birthday. It has been very, very good. In terms of the Premier League, Everton top it again, carrying on where they left off last season. Joint tops with Man City, Liverpool and Man United joint in third place. Chelsea on 21, Bournemouth on 19, us on 18, Arsenal on 16. And down the bottom, Watford, Burnley and Newcastle find themselves with 6 points or less from 10 games, which is, quite frankly, embarrassing, which is why Steve Bruce has been sacked as Newcastle manager. Burnley manager Sean Dyche left to manage England. They got Gareth Southgate. So Burnley are now managed by Gareth Southgate, and Watford are managed by Starkovs. Yeah, no idea. But yeah, so it's all going pretty well, to be honest. We will be back once we've played Man City at the end of December, just before the January transfer window opens. We'll see you then. So as we get to the end of December, 31st of December, it's gone a bit more as expected. We're still up in 9th, which is incredible, but that run of games has absolutely killed us. Look at this. We beat Leeds 4-0, which was very, very good. We beat Brentford 3-1. We beat Southampton 3-1. We drew with Leicester 1-1, which was a pretty decent result away from home. Fofana getting his first goal for the club. We lost to Man United 2-0 and got 2 men sent off and didn't concede any more goals after that. But yes, and then Newcastle, we drew 0-0, and I was like, okay, hopefully that's turning things around. No chance. 2-0 loss to Everton, 3-0 loss to Tottenham, 2-1 loss to Arsenal, and a 3-0 loss to Man City. So we basically can beat all the teams we should be beating. Like whipping the sort of lower teams, lower half teams we are beating. Whether you say we should be beating them or not, we are. But anyone that's anywhere near the top 6, no, we really can't beat them. So we've lost to Tottenham, we've lost to Bournemouth, we've lost to Chelsea. Actually, we drew with Chelsea. We lost to Everton, we've lost to Arsenal, we've lost to Man United, we drew with Liverpool, and we've lost to Man City. We have then beaten Burnley, drew with Leicester, beaten West Ham, beaten Villa, beaten Southampton, beat Palace, beat Leeds, beat Newcastle, beat Brentford, beat Norwich, beat Watford. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious to say that what we can do. So, Greenwood claims European Golden Boy. Yeah, well done. Brilliant. Right on cue for when he needs to end his goal drought as well, because he's now played 8 matches. If there's Derby fans watching this, right, are you really this fickle? Like, we are. I've got you back up to the Premier League. We're up in 9th, and all you can moan about is the fact that we're unwilling to experiment from my 4-1-4-1 DM wide, which got over 100 points in the Championship and has now got Derby County to 9th in the Premier League. I don't think there's too much wrong with that. I really don't. But we're getting a few moanings from the fans. Appearances wise, Mayo Zaga still hasn't missed a game, 22 games played. Greenwood and Gomez have played all but one, and in that one they came on as a sub. But Gomez has now picked up an injury, which is going to leave him out for about 3 weeks. Fofana, Butland, Neres, all the new signings get to have a lot in game time. Beliek, Bogle in there as well. Taylor picked up a bit of a knock, but he's come back, still playing 18 games this season. Shinnie, Manquillo and Kelly Roos are all realising they're no longer first choice and are getting very, very pissed off with me. So they'll probably be sold or at least loaned out in the January transfer window and replacements bought in, I imagine. We're going to go through and see. The thing now is, does Rooney get a new contract? If we can get him on a new contract lowering his wage, I might do, because he's still playing unbelievably well. He is doing a good job for us. But yeah, it's interesting. Finance-wise, 46 million in the bank, still a 30 million transfer budget, which is incredible. It's just all going very, very well. Goals scored, 10 for Gomez, 8 for Greenwood, 5 for Neres, so the new boys all doing well. Assist-wise, 7 for Gomez, 5 for Rooney, 4 for Bogle, 3 for Greenwood, 3 for Neres as well. Best player so far this season, Angel Gomez on a 7.32, followed by Rooney on a 7.21, Huddleston on a 7.19, 7.17 for Greenwood, and Bielek for the top 5 on a 7.13, technically joint with Charlie Taylor, so which is good. And actually Charlie Taylor's done it in less games, so yeah, there you go. I don't know if average rating would weight towards less or more games, but that will be the end of this episode. Please do leave a like, subscribe if you're enjoying it. Let me know down in the comments what club you want me to do in the future for Back to Prem. We've got Middlesbrough and Derby both back to the Premier League at the first time of asking. This is going better than the Middlesbrough save though, but we'll have to see how the second half of the season goes. In terms of the club vision and everything, they're very disappointed we haven't signed anyone under the age of 23, so we'll probably have to go and do that. They're absolutely delighted with an A+. However, not happy with Neres and Rooney's recent performances. Well, Neres is not getting dropped unless he's injured. And they're concerned about our heavy 3-0 defeat against Man City. I wouldn't be too worried about that. I wouldn't be too worried. But playing attacking football, they're satisfied, they're pleased with our possession football, and they're very pleased with our high tempo press that we're playing. We're not really using the youth system anymore because we're only here for 3 seasons and we got loads of money to spend. But we are playing entertaining football for them, which is very good. We're keeping the board onside, which is nice to see. And we've just lost Liam Rosenior, younger Rosenior Jr., who's gone to take over the job of AFC Wimbledon manager. So there you go. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please do leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.